Welcome to the FCICA Product Webinar Series. We are pleased to have David Sealand of ISE Logik with us today. David, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for tuning in today for this presentation. We'll take about 4 products that we're going to go over today, mostly dealing with our concrete moisture mitigation. And we got 3 products that are for topical applied products, and then also a product that goes inside the concrete tube. So we will begin on our one-part topical systems. On this next slide, we'll go into actually initially on the concrete surface profile, CSP of 1 through 9, and you can see on the slide here that gives you an idea of the concrete surface profiles, 1 through 9. We normally see a CSP of 1 to 2 maybe on interior concrete that's going to receive floor coverings, hard steel trowel type concrete. A lot of times that can also relegate the surface of the concrete to a non-porous surface. And recently, in the past couple of years, there's been a new ASTM for porosity testing, and that is ASTM F3191. I think quite a few adhesive companies now and topical cementitious companies are referencing the ASTM 3191 test for testing for a porous or a non-porous surface. And we have a number of options too on our porous versus non-porous products, and what needs to be done if it's a non-porous surface. Our first product we'll go into is our MVE 710. That's a moisture vapor emission control 710. This product is a single part system that you'll see in the photo there, troweling it on the surface of concrete. So this is a all-in-one, one-part moisture mitigation system. With this product, it goes all the way to 100% relative humidity, no limit on the moisture vapor emission rate, and also all the way to 14 pH. So therefore, we do not require moisture testing with this product. It's the moisture test for this product are essentially irrelevant because we have no limit on the moisture emission. So this is a one-part system, one coat system. There is a trowel size to use for this product that you'll see there in the application methods on the left-hand side. This dries to a clear, smooth, hydrophobic surface. 8 hours is the cure time on this. Replaces any 2-part type systems that you currently might be using. It's also a self-leveling technology, reducing telegraphing, and it can go over irregularities up to about an 1/8 inch. Again, not affected by pH. It will not break down, and it will block that coming through to attack any adhesives or floor coverings on top of it. It's also designated for use with our MV 600 product, which we'll get into the next slide. And that product is a bond promoter, and that is to be applied over the 710 if anything is to be adhered to the surface. 710 product is approved with all flooring types and systems. Protects glue down floating systems, loose lay systems. It's water resistant, waterproof, non-flammable, and also lead for contributing. With the application information, we'll take a look at. They're applied over a porous substrate only. So you do the ASTM F3191 test. If the surface is deemed to be non-porous, then we need to pull the surface down to a CSP of 1 or a maximum of 3. So at least a CSP of 1 if it is not a porous surface. The substrate must be prepared as far as cleaning the substrate according to ASTM F710. Dry, clean, smooth, structurally sound, of course free of dirt, solvents, paints, wax, grease, etc. It may be applied over moisture-resistant cementitious patch. So if there are uneven areas, surfaces that you need to level out, you can use a moisture-resistant patch. Also, when you apply it in closed areas with operational HVAC, you need to acclimate the substrate and sealer, and also to acclimate the substrate and sealer between up to 60% relative humidity for 72 hours, and then also 65 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Proper application of this product, of course, renders the substrate to be a non-porous and must be treated as such. This product is a permanent waterproofing membrane, unless it is, of course, affected mechanically on removal of floor-curving surfaces down the road during replacement, and that would have to be addressed at that point. Our next product is our 600 product, and this is rolled onto the surface. With this product, we'll take a look at the first item with a bond promoter used over our 710 product we just talked about. So once that the single part system is applied in 8 hours cure time with the 710, then we can roll this product directly on top of the 710 product in preparation for any products that would be adhered. So if it's a loose lay or a floating system, we do not need to put the 600 down on top of the 710. However, if it is a adhered product, we need to put down our bond promoter first. This is a one-part, one-coat system also. However, this is roller applied, and it cures to a aggressive texture, highly bondable surface, typically in as little as 1 hour, up to 2 hours. But normally we'll see it 1 hour cure time, and we'd be ready to adhere products then directly on top. This primes to also a very porous substrates, including gypcrete, etc. Primes difficult to bond to substrates also, ceramic tiles, vinyl floors, etc. It's a detackifier for existing acrylic and latex adhesives, encapsulates cutback adhesive residue, resistant to solvents, chemicals, and corrosion, and not affected by pH. So this will not break down by high pH. So you can use this, of course, in addition to over our 710 product, use it, applying it directly over an encapsulation of adhesives, and to isolate those adhesives for coagulation with new products you'd be installing. So this is a pH neutralizer too. If you got high pH on the surface of the concrete. This will neutralize that. It's designed for use with all Taylor adhesives and approved with all flooring types and systems. It's water resistant, freeze-thaw stable. It's non-flammable, contributes to LEED V4. 1 year shelf life on this, as 1 year shelf life also on our 710 product. Application information on this: the substrate must be properly prepared, dry, clean, smooth, structurally sound, and free of dust, paint, wax, grease, curing compounds, etc. All the surface cracks, depressions, irregularities must be filled with a polymer-modified cementitious patching compound. If we're in high moisture areas, then it's got to be a high moisture cementitious product for the compound. Once fully cured, at 1 hour up to 2 hours, the adhesives, levelers, etc., can be applied directly on top. Again, with the similar to our 710 product, apply only in enclosed areas with an operational HVAC system running, and acclimate the substrate and sealer between 65 and 95, and then also between 30 and 60% relative humidity. Proper application of this product renders the substrate non-porous and must be treated as such. So our next product we'll go into is a moisture mitigation system with the adhesive all-in-one. This is a very exciting new product. However, it has a number of years within the market and in various capacities. Now, maybe not all the way up to 100% relative humidity, but it has a quite a lengthy time out in the market in the field. This is a moisture vapor barrier adhesive, our 500 product. It's a single one-part system, and there is no moisture testing required with this. No limit on the RH, no limit on the vapor emission rate, and 14 pH. So again, this is why we do not require moisture testing for this product, since there isn't a limit. It's got a strong early grab, fast curing formulation, waterproof from the top down, from the bottom up, self-leveling technology, so it reduces telegraphing. It's a hard set adhesive. Also, we do not require an intact vapor retarder membrane below the concrete for this product, which can be difficult to determine if there is an intact vapor retarder on existing slabs, renovations, etc. With our 500 product, it is a 6-hour cure time, and so we can go in, do heat welding, wet mopping, etc. within 6 hours. Also sound control, so ISE we're at 68, and STC we're at 66, and it's also an antimicrobial. Protects also from topical moisture from the top down and moisture coming from the bottom up. So this is a one-part, all-in-one system. So you're putting down your moisture mitigation product and your adhesive all in one. And it's for these types of floor types, the approved floors. We have here the LVT, LVP, sheet goods, rubber tile and rubber sheets, linoleum, WPC, WSC, corkback flooring, underlayments, also VCT and VET, and then stair treads, also rubber and vinyl. So essentially everything on the resilient side, except we do not, this is not a product for, say, broadloom or carpet tile or a wood floor. So resilient type floors, a lot of the sectors we'd see this in would be healthcare, schools, etc. The application on this, the coverage rate is in the 220 to 260 square feet per gallon, and that is for the LVT, LVP, VCT type floor covering systems. Trowel size on this is for those LVT, LVP type products is 1/16 by 1/32 U notch. And then we use a little bit different size trowel for the sheet goods and the rubber floors, linoleums, WPCs, cork flooring. That trowel size is a 1/16 by 1/16 by 1/16 square notch. And of course, with that larger size, we have a little bit less coverage in the 150 to 180 square feet per gallon. The angle we should be holding the trowel at when we apply the adhesive for either trowel size is in the 60 to 90 degree angle. So if you decrease below that 60 degrees, you can have less coverage of the adhesive. So when you're applying this, keep that between a 60 and 90 degree angle. Next product we'll go into is our admixture. Before I do that, these three products are 710 for our single part moisture mitigation, and then our 500 MVBA 500 for our moisture mitigation with adhesive. Can be used in both renovations, new construction, concrete, below grade, on grade, above grade, normal weight and lightweight concrete. And all of these are, one-day type systems. So the floor prep is very minimal. You just got to take a look at the surface, whether it's porous or non-porous. If it is non-porous, then we will need to adjust that. But then with our 710 product, it's 8-hour system, drying time, and then with our MVBA 500 all-in-one adhesive we just reviewed is essentially 0 time for the moisture mitigation, as it's part of the adhesive when it goes down. We'll take a look at our admixture product. This is designed to be used in moisture mitigation in new concrete that receives coverings and coatings. We'll take a look here for mostly for awareness side, because from the floor covering side, this would already be in the concrete when you apply your adhesives, etc. So it's a proactive moisture control system dosed at the time of concrete batching, and just like our other products, this also is warranted to 100% RH, no moisture testing required. Used in both normal weight and lightweight concrete, and with the cross-compatibility warranty that we have with Taylor adhesives, and it's also permanent and integral to the concrete. So if we need to grind the concrete, adjust the flatness and levelness of the concrete, apply cementitious products, that does not damage or hinder our admixture in the concrete itself. It does have a positive strength gain. So day 28 is when the design strength in the concrete must be met. This actually was the concrete was, I believe, a 4,000 psi concrete. You see that it, even in the control, it met the design strength by day 7, and with it treated with our product, it increases the strength slightly, and those are typical numbers we see, 5–10% greater strength than over the control. The next one is adhesive compatibility. Multiple classes of the Taylor adhesives were applied, and we applied the adhesive all the way down to 4 days. So we did 4, 7, 14, and 21, and then allowed it to fully cure. So there were no bond strength discrepancies observed across the board with any of the classes of adhesives that were used, both with the control and the MVRA 900 treated concrete. Normally, we see this product being utilized in healthcare facilities, hospitals, etc. So a lot of times there'll be a lot of resilient floor systems within those environments. And I know that actually ends that portion on our 900 admixture. Rolling into the questions, and I saw a question or two come in a little while ago, and this is on the MVEC 710. Question was, what resulting dry film thickness do you require for complete moisture protection? With that product, we require that the correct trowel notch is used. The trowel is actually the measuring device that is being applied over the concrete with this. So with that product, is a 1/8 by 1/8 by 1/16 V notch, and that's going to give us a 120 square foot area. So that's really our the thickness and the measuring device that we're using on the 710 is the trowel itself. So with that trowel notch, the 1/8 by 8 by 16 V notch, that's going to give us up to 120 square feet of usage area. I'm just looking through if there are any other questions. Don't see any other questions, but that kind of concludes our main product lines for moisture mitigation. And feel free, if there's any other questions, to type in here. We got some more. Another question just came in that says, do we need to use the MVBP 600 over the MV 710 for them to be effective? Answer is it's two-pronged actually. So our 710 product is the all-in-one moisture mitigation system. However, most adhesives will not bond directly to the surface of that 710. So the 710 mitigates the moisture effectively. If you're doing like a floating system, a wood floor system, etc., you can go then directly over that 710, and the 600 is not required. However, if you are applying an adhered product, then you must use the 600 product over the 710, and that is the bond promoter. So then any type of fluorocarbon adhesives will bond directly to the 600. However, they will not, most of them will not bond to the 710 directly. So that's why we need the 600 there. Now we can use the 600 also separately. So if we're in a situation where we do not have to deal with moisture mitigation, and we just say need to deal with an existing adhesive, we don't want to do a chemical abatement removal of the adhesive, we can use a 600 product over it. It'll encapsulate it directly and isolate that from coagulating with the new adhesives and fluorocarbons you're applying. Also, the 600 can be used as a product over a non-porous surface, so like a tile product or a resilient floor, or something that you need to create a bondable surface to, so you can go directly over that. So it can be used standalone if you do not need to address moisture mitigation. Another one came in on the 900. What is your position on the below slab vapor barriers? With that, we stick to the ACI 302, where we would recommend and require that a vapor retarder below slab is placed on below the concrete. That's quite important because, of course, concrete can crack down the road, and that could be a source for moisture to go between the cracks where that slab vapor barrier would not be at that point if it was not put down. So we recommend that is utilized. Also, there is a question on addressing weak links from concrete cracks and saw cuts. We can, since the admixture is through and through the entire concrete matrix, we are mitigating the moisture transmission through that concrete. So for any weak links, cracks, saw cuts, etc., you can use a cementitious floor patch product, polymer modified, and that is fine to use that directly with our product. I think there was a question that the presentation available, under the handouts tab. This is available. The PPT is available as a PDF download. I think that covered most of the questions that I saw in the Q&A tab. So if there were anything else, feel free to ask away. You can contact me directly, or just look us up on our website too, for any further inquiries or questions on that.
Absolutely. And audience, if you aren't able to reach David, you can always send your questions into the FCICA office, and we can send them along as well and make sure you get your answers. David, I do have another question here. Where can I purchase these products?
Good question there. Right now we are doing a direct on our products, so any of our topical products would be supplied direct from our office. So we can call in or email us, and we would handle that directly. The products are readily in stock and available, and so we ship all across North America.
Wonderful. Now here's one that's a little different. Can any of your products be used for a traffic coating?
No, actually, that's a great question, but these products are for moisture mitigation, and so any of our topical products would not be for the traffic coating. So that would, there would need to be a floor covering system or a traffic coating applied directly over it, because these are not standalone moisture mitigation and traffic coating products. They're just moisture mitigation and adhesive products.
Okay, good to know. Are there other types of adhesives that your products are compatible with?
Yes, they are. So we can tailor adhesives. We recommend, and they've done a lot of cross-compatibility testing with our products. However, we are compatible with all of our products across all of the fluorocarbon adhesives in the market today. So we periodically test compatibilities across different manufacturers and across different adhesive families. So it doesn't have to directly be tailored adhesives. It can be other similar fluorocarbon adhesive products out there too we're compatible with.
Great. Okay, I'm not seeing any other questions coming in from our audience, so I think this is a pretty good moment to wrap up. David, thank you so much for presenting today's webinar sponsored by ISE Logik. It was great to have you on with us.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for everybody participating and calling in.
Oh, look, we did get one more question. Are there any transportation or handling hazards associated with your products?
No, there isn't. No VOCs, no issues. It's I think all of our products are class 50 or 55, so no hazards there.
Wonderful. Okay, so we will wrap up now. So if you do have any further questions, of course, reach out to David directly, or again, you can go through the FCICA office and we can connect you. Sims on the line, you can now navigate to the Submit Credit tab to complete the feedback survey and receive your credit. Now, if you're not signed into the actual education platform, this feature might not work. So if you're having any difficulties, back out of the webinar, make sure you're logged in correctly, come back into the webinar, and then it should work. So if you have any issues, please reach out to the FCICA office and we can make sure that you get your credit. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you again on the 23rd for that SIM webinar.